All right, let's talk about one of the biggest headaches for any new developer. How do you get your Java program to actually, remember things? We're going to dive in and build a solid system for handling data, making sure your information is still there long after the program closes. I mean, you know the feeling, right? You've spent all night coding some awesome mini project. Maybe it's a game, you hit a new high score, you make a user profile, and then you close the application. And poof, it's all gone, vanished. It's super frustrating, but guess what? Java has an incredibly powerful solution for this baked right in. So here's the big idea. We need to stop thinking about data as something that just sits there. Instead, imagine it's something that flows. We are literally going to build a digital plumbing system, a whole pipeline that can move your data from inside your running program out into a file for safekeeping and then pull it right back in whenever you need it. Okay, first things first. Before you can lay down any pipes, you need a blueprint, right? You have to know exactly where the data is coming from or where it's supposed to go. And in Java, that blueprint is the file class. Now, this is the first thing you absolutely have to get straight. A file object in Java doesn't actually hold any of your data, not a single byte of it. Think of it more like an address on a map or a GPS coordinate. It doesn't contain the house, it just tells you exactly where to find it. This object is our starting point, telling our data pipeline, hey, connect right here. And with this blueprint, we can start to get some intel about the location. The file class has all these useful methods to check things out. So, for example, if you have a file object pointing to scores.txt, .getName just gives you scores.txt, .absolutePath gives you the whole long path from the root directory, and .parent just tells you what folder it's sitting in. It's kind of like scouting the location before you start building. All right, we've got our blueprint, we know where to connect. Now it's finally time to lay the actual pipes. And this brings us to the absolute core of Java's I/O system, streams. This is the central idea right here. A stream isn't the data, and it isn't the file. It is the pathway that the data travels on. It's the flow. And it's a sequence of bytes for a reason. Because at the end of the day, everything on a computer, text, pictures, even whole objects, can be broken down into bytes. It's the universal language of data, which means we can move almost anything through these pipes. Now, in our little plumbing system, data can only flow two ways, in or out. Super simple. An input stream is your inlet pipe. It brings data into your program. An output stream is your outlet pipe. It sends data out of your program. These are the two fundamental directions. And just so you know, while byte streams are the foundation, Java also has a whole other set of pipes called character streams for dealing specifically with text. But for now, let's just stick with the basic. So having basic pipes that can move raw data around is awesome. It's a great start. But what if we want to get a little more sophisticated? What if we want to add a filter to our water? Or maybe buffer it up to make it flow faster? Well, in Java, we can totally supercharge our data streams in a very similar way. This is one of the coolest parts of Java's design, honestly. Instead of having one giant, super complicated pipe that does everything, Java lets you take a simple, basic pipe and wrap it with another, more specialized one. It's like snapping an attachment onto a hose. For example, you can take a basic file input stream and wrap it in a buffered input stream. This is like adding a small holding tank to your pipe. It reads data in big chunks instead of one byte at a time, which makes the whole process way, way faster. It's a performance attachment. Okay, so if we can snap on these attachments, what's one of the most powerful attachments we can possibly use? How about one that lets us package up and ship entire Java objects down the pipe? This incredible feature is called serialization. Let that idea really sink in for a second. We're not just writing a name or a number to a file. We are taking a complex Java object, like your entire player object, with its score, its name, its inventory, everything. And we are completely flattening it into a stream of bytes. It's like a machine that disassembles it piece by piece. That stream of bytes can be saved to a file, and later you can read it back in and reconstruct that exact same object back in your program's memory. It's the magic that lets you save and load your game state. And here's exactly how it works in your code. It's a simple four-step process. Step 1, you create your basic outlet pipe to a file, just like we talked about. Step 2, you attach the special serialization machine by wrapping that first pipe inside a new object output stream. You see that wrapping idea in action? Step 3, you just call writeObject and pass in your object. That's it. And finally, and this is super important, step 4, you always call .close. Always. Think of it like turning off the water valve. It makes sure any leftover data gets pushed out and releases the file so other programs can use it. So, we've designed this awesome digital plumbing system. We have blueprints, pipes, and special attachments.
But so what? Why is this so critical for the projects you're probably working on right now for your degree?
This is where the rubber meets the road. That game you're building, now you know how to save the high scores permanently. That user registration form for a mini project, you can serialize and save the entire user profile object to a file. You can even read configuration settings from a file to change how your app behaves without having to recompile it. This isn't just theory. This is the foundation for making your programs feel real, professional, and persistent. So there you have it. Java I/O isn't just about reading and writing text. It's this incredibly flexible, powerful system for building data pipelines. You've got the blueprint with the file class, you've got the basic pipes with streams, and you have these awesome attachments like serialization. You have all the tools. So the only real question left is, what amazing thing are you going to build with it?